After a number of months, a woman may see that her partner is overly focused on his mother. Regardless of if this stood out at the beginning, then it will now be something that is only too clear. The next step can be for her to talk to him about what is going on, to see if she can make some headway. Most likely she will hope that by pointing out what is going on, he will gradually change. If she has been with him for a few months, she could be tired of having to share him with his mother. As opposed to being in a monogamous relationship, it could be as if she is with a man that has two women on the go. Not only this, she is going to be treated like a partner that is not as important as the other partner. Naturally, the pain that this is causing her is going to drive her to do something about their relationship. Now, after pointing out what is going on, he might gradually be able to accept that what she is saying is accurate. The reason he might gradually be able to accept this is because he might deny what she says at first. But if he has been this way for most of his life, it is to be expected that there will be a fair amount of resistance at first. Coming to terms with how he behaves is likely to mean that he would have to face things that he would rather not face, and will come into contact with a lot of pain as a result. In addition to him acknowledging what is going on and making a commitment to change his life, he might also need to reach out for external support. What this comes down to is that if he has been this way for most of his life, there are going to be parts of him that don't want to change. In a way, it will be as if he is coming off an addiction, and this is likely to take a lot of time and effort. With external support, it will be easier for him to keep going when he feels the pull to go back to how he was and to stay on track. Yet, even though this will be the ideal scenario, it might not be something that takes place. Instead, after talking to him about what is going on, he could deny what she says and make out that she is simply seeing things. Alternatively, he could agree with what she says and agree to change, but he might not make any effort whatsoever to change his life. At this point, she might come to the conclusion that she needs to cut her losses and move on with her life. She could see how long she has been with a man that is not available and not want to spend any more time on him. Of course, if she was going to live forever, it wouldn't matter, but she isn't. If she takes this route, she could have a number of losses to grieve, such as the loss of the time she will never get back, and the loss of a relationship that she wanted but didn't have. Still, by cutting her ties with him, it will allow her to find a man who is actually available. Then again, this might not happen, and she could continue to stay with him even though he is in denial, or can see what is going on at times but is not willing to do anything about it. If this is not the case already, she could end up acting more like his mother than his equal, with her putting in a lot of effort to try to understand and change him. It is then going to be a relationship that is giving her very little, and this is going to mean that she will become even more exhausted and frustrated as time goes by. As things stand, she could be a shadow of her former self. What is clear is that the sooner she cuts her ties with him, the sooner she will be able to get her life back on track. To understand why she would be with a man who is unable to truly be there for her, and has perhaps been in this position on at least one other occasion, it is likely to be a good idea to take a closer look at what took place during her formative years. This may have been a time when at least one of her parents was unable to provide her with the love that she needed to grow and develop in the right way. She might have been physically harmed, verbally put down, and/or neglected. Irrespective of what took place, she would have been emotionally deprived. But this stage of her life would have ended up being forgotten about by her conscious mind. Even so, her unmet developmental needs and the pain that she experienced wouldn't have disappeared. They would have been repressed. Her unmet developmental needs will then have caused her to be pulled to a man, and perhaps men, who can't be there for her, so she can finally be loved. The man won't be a mother or father, but, thanks to transference, a big part of her won't realize this. This part of her will hope that if she puts in enough effort, she will finally be loved. The trouble is that not only is the man not one of her parents, but this stage of her life is over, and this means that she will never be loved by them. To put an end to this struggle, she will need to face the pain that she wasn't able to face and integrate during her formative years. So taking this into account, if you are with a man who is not available and you have been in this position more than once, it may show that you are engaging in an old struggle for love. Of course, this man won't be your parent or parents, but thanks to transference, as I've said, at an emotional level, you won't realize this. And accepting that your parent or parents were unable to love you during your formative years would have been too much for you to handle. And this is why, although this stage of your life is over, you will continue to look for the love that your parent or parents were unable to provide you. So through facing this pain and working through it and experiencing your unmet developmental needs, you will start to gradually phase out your need to be loved by your parents. And this will also cause you to no longer be drawn to men that are also unavailable and that are able to, or that are not able to be there for you. So through working through this pain, you are likely to find that you will be pulled to a man that is able to be there for you. And to do this, you may need to reach out for external support. But the main thing is that you do what you need to do to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.